They got one skinny receiver out here to the left, and he's out there holding his He ain't doing shit.
Hungry dogs run fast.
Eagles fans, we have a new offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion from the Green Bay Packers. He is a seasoned coach of 2 years. He comes from this McVay, O'Connell. He played in both of those places as a player. And then obviously he's been with Matt LaFleur as a coach for the last 2 years. That whole system, I have always been very interested in. I never had the privilege of playing in it. I was always honestly, I was just kind of jealous I never got to play in it. For an offensive lineman, especially athletic offensive lineman, they do a lot of creative, interesting things. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with the career I had. And Jeff Stoutland, hard to beat that. Wouldn't trade it for anything, but I have always wanted to know more about this offense. Very excited for what Sean Mannion's going to bring. I like that he's a young coach that has been climbing fast, right? He's within 2 years, he's gone to the quarterback coach, and now he's all of a sudden offensive coordinator. This is a guy that clearly people in the league think highly of. Very excited to see how this molds into the Eagles offense. Very excited to see how he does as a play caller. And we're going to dive into some of the things that he's going to do that are really going to, I think, potentially make the offense look way different in a way that you guys will all be really happy about. So let's watch this first play. Hitches. Look at that outstanding hitch route. Hitches across the board. Musgrave for a 5-yard. I'm fucking with you guys. You guys have been complaining about hitches for the last 17, 18 weeks. We're not going to see as many hitches most likely, but I mean, who knows? Maybe Jalen likes hitches. I don't know how the fuck that happens. But they still do things at a really high level. And they still have a quarterback that is very good with his own legs and things that he's done in the league. So listen, they've shown the ability to utilize that as well. We saw a lot of outstanding plays from Malik Willis down the stretch this year for Green Bay. And I anticipate them to utilize a lot of these same concepts that we've done with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and things that they did with Malik Willis. Let's take a look at this. We've had this play in our system for a long time. They put a little wrinkle on it that I actually really like. This is like an alert for an end, like, hey, we might get a toss crack here, right? When that tight end is just next to it, you will see a play where the tight end will crack down on the end, the tackle will pull out, and they'll toss it to the running back, right? That's something you'll see out of this formation. What they do here, they're just going to do a simple zone read, but watch 94's eyes. 94's eyes are on this tight end first to see if he's going to get cracked. And it might look like something so small, but it causes him to be late into what we call his mesh, like getting into mesh with the run, like the quarterback running back mesh. The defensive end is late getting his eyes onto that and late getting into the proper position and fit and being able to react when Malik Willis pulls this ball. As a result of this very minor detail, he's looking at the tight end. Now he gets his eyes back to the quarterback and running back mesh point. He is not in a good position to redirect with Malik Willis, although I don't know that it would have mattered. Willis might just be a better athlete. That guy is a freak. But I do love just these little things. And you're going to see this all over here where Green Bay does a lot of the little tiny details that look like they don't make sense or make a big difference, but I think they actually make a ton of difference. Very small detail, something the Eagles have done a lot before, but I like how they're utilizing now a different quarterback. I think something that Jalen Hurts is also very good at. Very, very conventional thing here. We used to call this like a find, right? So Green Bay's in a 3-by-1 formation. This is a very typical duo formation. Big edge, all these guys lined up tight to the right side of the line of scrimmage. What a lot of teams like to run coverage-wise out of this formation is a cover 3 with a weak side rotation. You see the backers bossed, right? The middle linebacker and the Sam are pushed towards the strength of the formation, and the weak safety is coming down here, and he's going to be responsible for that A gap on the weak side. To even this back out, they'll bring a receiver in motion to the weak side. Like you're going to see Green Bay do. That brings the safety back outside the box. And these backers now have to push back over to make the gaps right. 49, Alex Singleton is on the other side of that nose guard. They're pushing that way because there's all these receivers over there, and the safety is rotating down weak. So that A gap to the left of the center is actually responsible for that safety. The linebackers now all of a sudden, they get confused on their run fits. right? Alex Singleton now has moved back over, but if you press play, he very easily slips back over here. Nobody's in the A-gap on that side, which with that formation, you would think that you would have 49 Alex Singleton insert in that A-gap. Very simple motion, very simple shift. That's something the Eagles did a ton when I was there, but you see why that communication can lead to a defense all of a sudden leaving an A-gap open on a downhill duo run. And what results is a massively explosive play for a touchdown. If you look at the run game, it has been the one positive thing in Philadelphia ever since Jeff Stoutland's been there. And it's gotten even better when Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. And a big reason for that is like when the quarterback runs, you get a lot of advantageous looks, not just when the quarterback keeps it, but you get great angles for when you're handing the ball off. In gun, the way you do that a lot of times is with the quarterback reads, and that's what Jalen Hurts does really well. One moment he's handing the ball off. The next moment he's keeping it and running around the edge. One moment he's reading it. The next moment the running back is a lead blocker. They're not reading nothing. It's just a quarterback run, but they have good numbers. All of these things keep the defense guessing. Now, this is something the Eagles have seen a lot. We've seen Dallas Goedert do this exact motion, right? It's just going to be a simple slip motion with Watson. On 4th and 1, you're getting teams being very aggressive. You're getting man coverage. When receivers and tight ends line up attached to the formation, go back, Aaron, real quick. I think it's meaningful. Stop right there. Watson is detached from the formation, right? And it's 4th and 1. They're very likely in man coverage. I don't know that to be true. I'm just guessing, but almost everybody's running man coverage in 4th and 1. When the receiver is detached, he is being guarded by that corner. If Watson lines up attached to the formation, meaning he's right by the tight end or right behind him, a lot of the times you'll see communication at the second level. Like, hey, if he swaps, like if he goes behind the line of scrimmage to the other side of the formation, we will pass him to the guys on the backside of this. But because he is all the way outside to start, they probably don't have time to communicate it. So they motion him down.
This is football violence dressed up as art. Green Bay isn't just calling plays, they're setting traps. They motion late, they snap fast, they whisper run and scream pass, and the defense freezes for one fatal second. That 1 second is death. Watson flies across the formation, nobody touches him because nobody communicated, because that tiny shift before the snap broke their rules. What should be a simple 4th and 1 explodes into chaos. This is Shanahan bloodline football. Boot until you suffocate. Play. Action until linebackers can't breathe. Duo downhill double team smashing linemen while tight ends slip past desperate safeties. Everything looks the same until it isn't. Linebacker stuck in hell responsible for the cutback, and the tight end at the same time. 1 wrong step touchdown. 1 blink explosive. Jordan Love with pressure in his face checking it down, but the design is screaming perfection. This is marriage, run and pass tied together so tight the defense can't tell which one is lying big. Trips, heavy bodies, extra linemen, 2 tight ends, only 1 skinny receiver who isn't even part of the story. It's psychological warfare. They sell run with violence, then slice you with the easiest throw in football. Corners forced downhill, then burned over their heads. Do with that subtle eye flash before breaking out, pure detail, pure cruelty. It's not complicated, it's calculated. They ran it before they set it up for weeks, then they detonated it in a wild card opener. Motion from 2x2 to 3x1, no time to talk, no time to adjust, just confusion and easy yards. Eagles fans begging for motion because motion is fear. Motion is hesitation, motion is control. Packers at 59%, Eagles lagging behind, and you can feel the frustration. This offense has to evolve, it has to grow, it has to stop being predictable. Sean Mannion brings that outside blood, that under center play action storm, while still letting Hurts be Hurts. But right now, watching Green Bay, it feels like watching what could be.